Love in the Autumn of Life, Part 9, Echoes of the Heart. The first full rays of sunlight began to stretch across the park, bathing everything in a soft, golden glow. The long night had finally come to an end, but for Margaret and Arthur, the moments they had shared beneath the stars still echoed in the morning light. They had spent hours journeying through their memories, reflections, and questions about life, and now, as the dawn fully took hold, they felt an unspoken bond deepened by their shared understanding. The park, once silent in the dark, was now beginning to stir with life. Birds chirped softly from the trees, and the soft hum of the city gradually returned, filling the space around them. But in the midst of it all, Margaret and Arthur remained quiet, letting the beauty of the morning and the conversation that had unfolded carry them forward.
It's funny, isn't it, Arthur? We've been sitting here all night, talking about life and everything we've been through. But now, as the morning comes, it doesn't feel like an ending. It feels like there's still more to say, more to understand. Do you ever wonder if we truly ever stop learning about ourselves?
I don't think we ever stop learning. Life has a way of teaching us, right up until the end. Even when we think we've figured it out, something new comes along, reminding us there's always more. It's like we're constantly evolving, even now. The lessons don't stop, they just become quieter, more subtle, but no less important.
Yes, it feels like the more we live, the more we understand. But even then, there are things we're still uncovering about ourselves, about each other. I suppose that's one of the beauties of growing older. We become more aware of the deeper truths that were always there, waiting for us. Question: do you think we ever truly stop learning, or is life always teaching us something new? A. No, life is always teaching us, even in the smallest moments. B. Yes, at some point we reach a place where we've learned all we need to know. C. It depends. Some lessons come from the outside, while others come from within ourselves.
Answer: No, life is always teaching us, even in the smallest moments. I believe life never stops teaching us, no matter how much we think we know. Even the small moments, like sitting here with you, Margaret, are filled with lessons. They may not be the same lessons we learned when we were young, but they're no less valuable. Every day brings a chance to understand something new, about ourselves, about the world, about love.
I feel the same way. The older I get, the more I realize how little I truly know. But instead of being daunting, it feels like an invitation to keep learning, to keep growing, even as time moves forward. There's a kind of freedom in that, isn't there?
There is. It's a reminder that we're never truly done. That no matter how much time we have left, there's always something new to discover.
The birdsong around them grew louder as the day began to unfold, their melodies echoing softly in the early morning air. Margaret and Arthur listened, feeling the simplicity and beauty of the moment as another lesson gently revealed itself, one of presence, of being fully alive in the now.
Margaret, do you ever think about the places we've been, the people we've loved, and wonder if they're still with us in some way? Not physically, but in our hearts. Sometimes I feel like they're still here, guiding us, shaping the choices we make, even if we don't realize it. Question: do you believe that the people we've loved stay with us, even after they're gone? A. Yes, they remain with us, shaping who we are and the way we live. B. No, they're gone, and we carry only their memories. C. It depends. Some people leave a lasting mark, while others fade with time.
Answer A. Yes, they remain with us, shaping who we are and the way we live. I believe they do. The people we've loved, whether they're still here or not, leave a part of themselves with us. They shape us, guide us, and even though they may not be physically present, their influence is always there. It's in the choices we make, the way we see the world, and the love we continue to give.
I've always felt that, too. It's like they leave an imprint on our hearts, one that stays with us long after they've gone. And in a way, they help us navigate the parts of life we still have left to live.
Yes, they don't fade. They stay with us in the quiet moments, in the way we carry on. Their love doesn't leave, it just changes form.
The morning light began to brighten, casting long shadows through the park as the world around them began to stir. But despite the growing movement, Margaret and Arthur remained rooted in the serenity of the moment. The air was cool but comforting, as if the very atmosphere was holding them gently, cradling their reflections and their bond.
Arthur, there's one last thing I've been thinking about. After everything we've talked about love, about time, do you think we'll ever really understand it all? I mean, life is so vast, so complex. Do we reach a point where we understand why things happen the way they do, or is it enough to simply live and trust that it all makes sense in the end? Question: do you believe we ever truly understand life, or is it enough to just live and trust? A. It's enough to live and trust. Some things aren't meant to be fully understood. B. Yes, with time, we can come to understand why things happen the way they do. C. It depends. We may never fully understand, but we can find meaning along the way.
Answer: A. It's enough to live and trust. Some things aren't meant to be fully understood. I think we may never fully understand everything, and maybe that's okay. Life is meant to be lived, not always understood. There are some things we're not meant to grasp completely, but that doesn't make them any less meaningful. Trusting that life unfolds as it should, that's where peace comes from.
I think that's the hardest lesson to learn, but also the most freeing. To let go of the need to understand everything and just live, trusting that things will make sense in their own time, in their own way. It feels like that's where we find true peace.
Yes, peace comes from acceptance, from knowing that we don't need all the answers. We just need to keep living, keep loving, and trust that everything else will fall into place.
The sun was fully risen now, casting a warm glow over the park. Margaret and Arthur sat quietly, their hearts full, knowing that the night they had shared was not an ending, but a continuation, a gentle reminder that life, with all its mysteries and unanswered questions, was still full of beauty, still worth living fully and without hesitation.
The morning is beautiful, isn't it? After everything we've talked about, after everything we've lived, it feels like there's still so much more. And I think I'm finally at peace with that.
Yes, Margaret, there's always more. But for now, this moment is enough.
As the morning unfolded around them, Margaret and Arthur sat together, the echoes of their conversation and the love they had shared lingering in the air like a quiet promise that no matter how much time had passed, or how many mysteries remained, the beauty of life was found in each present moment, lived with an open heart and a soul at peace. Here are 5 words and phrases related to the theme of love in the autumn of life. Part 9. Echoes of the Heart.
Imprint. The lasting mark that the people we've loved leave on our hearts, shaping the way we live and love in the future. Uncertainty. The acceptance that some things in life remain unknown, and learning to find peace in that uncertainty.
Evolution, the way we continue to grow and change throughout life, learning new lessons even in the later stages. Resonance, the idea that the love and lessons we experience continue to echo within us long after the moment has passed.
Trust. The belief that life doesn't have to be fully understood to be meaningful, and that trusting the process brings peace.